What is going on, Twerka? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you all again. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. Maybe you noticed the Twerka sign's gone. I had a Zoom meeting. I know who uses Zoom anymore, but I had one of those and I took the Twerka sign down and I lost the T, so I just wiped it out. But still here. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to look at the ortex and we'll just talk about some things, I suppose, and we'll go from there. It's been a while since we've done any TA, but really after the reverse split, we just wanted to give it some time because all of the numbers and everything are kind of, jumbled. So it is what it is. Let's look at it chart-wise. Let's go into charts, then we'll go into ortex, and we'll go from there. It's an old-fashioned kind of night. That's what we're doing. So anyway, let's see where we're at. As far as I did get a buy around 261. Don't copy me, but what we're looking for is patterns. And if you've been with the channel for a while, Fibonacci, right? And then a few trend lines, and we keep our trading simple. It's not that hard to figure out. So set them up. If you don't know how, pick your high, your most recent high, pick your most recent low, drop your fib lines. Then you get a pretty decent idea of what's going on. Drop your trend lines, get a couple of taps. You're looking for 2 to 3 taps, preferably 2 to 3, and drag it out, see where it's going. Do the same with your lows. After you get a chart, then you're not just kind of randomly buying willy-nilly, right? You have an idea of what could potentially go on. We know that the markets run on algorithms, and algorithms are what we're trying to figure out. Think like a computer, don't think with your emotions. So when we're thinking like a computer, what does it tell us? Well, it tells us that we can probably pretty much guess what's going to happen. As of right now, here's the levels that I'm going to be watching very closely. To your lower side, we're looking at somewhere around $2.77 if it wants to continue in trend. If it wants to make a break out of this, then I would be watching very closely around the $3.48 range, right? 350 psychological. See how it reacts there. Is it going to climb? Is it going to get rejected? It's going to be a psychological level, and things are going to happen there. Whether it gets good or it gets bad, I don't know. 277, watch it very closely because things are going to happen there. Does it continue to carry on trend and slowly make this grind back to the upside? Or is there, enough profit in this range that people continue to play it to the downside? $2.43 would be your next stop if I was watching this. If we can get through 350 with some strength, you're going to look for that breakout, you're going to look for that retest, and then you're going to look for that push up to about $4.14, give or take. From there, 518, 593, and 688. Now, I think 6.25 is going to bring us back to around that 25 to 28 cent range pre-split where we were having so many difficulties. So I'd be watching closely. If for some reason we break above that $5.93 range, what does it do at 6.25? That's what I'm going to be watching as far as the charts go. On the 30-minute, you guys know I like to chart the 30-minute because usually I'm trading more frequently than this, but this one, I haven't been trading. Whether we're in a symmetrical triangle or a bullish triangle is yet to be defined. It's almost looking like a symmetrical triangle with a potential attempt to break out, which forms us back into this bullish triangle, right? We kind of get that flat top that's forming with rising support. But at the same time, we're watching very closely what this here symmetrical triangle is going to do. Is it going to break us one way or the other? A lot of times the patterns play in the way that they formed into them. So let's see how that goes. I would much rather see this bullish, triangle form out into almost open of the market and see that breakout around $3.08 breakout in the pre-market. I don't put a whole lot of weight on that. You guys know that from the channel. But if we can get that breakout, the stronger the better. Get us, up above there. But would I think that would be a reason to chase it? I don't know. A lot of the movement in pre-market can be wiped out in the first, minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the trading. So then you're watching how it comes down for the retest and what happens from there. If it does not and it loses this rising support, you can draw this on your charts. It's very easy. We're using Webull. It's free. TradingView doesn't pick up the after hours for this on, so I can't use TradingView and show you my typical charting. So I just drew this up. On the 30-minute, I do like that we're above the 200. We're above the 50. Let's look at it on a little bit longer time frame. We're above the 50, right? Here's our 200 coming in around $3.18. That's going to be an area of strong resistance if we get up there. On the 1 hour, if we can get through there, that's great. It's kind of riding nicely off of this 50-200 cross on the 4 hour. And then on the daily, we have plenty of room that could run us back to that $4.60 to our 200 sitting at 628, and that's why I'm saying that 625 level is going to be interesting. So if for some reason everybody jumps in here tomorrow and they're like, okay, compliance hit and push, then be watching that level very closely. It's a trade, guys. Do what you want. Don't diamond hand anything. If you make money, take money. If you see resistance, be happy with where you decided to bail out. You can always re-enter the trade. There's no problems with that. RSI picking up just a little bit on the daily. On the 4 hour, it has been climbing. You can see down here, right, on Webull even. It should be a bounce point if this bullish triangle wants to play out for us. On the 4 hour, it could hold. On the 1 hour, it has been cooling off just a little bit, which is starting to create this flat top, which is why we're wondering, is it a symmetrical triangle or is it a flat top bullish triangle setup? Be watching your RSIs as well. The RSIs look okay. Closing on a green candle is always good. What do we do on the daily? Yeah, green candle on the daily, that always gives a little bit of confidence, but that doesn't mean it has to happen. So you have the levels that I'm looking at. Let's go into Ortex and see what this is. Now, you guys take Ortex with a grain of salt. We've been saying it was skewed one way because of everything that was going on. Now we're probably skewed back the other way because of everything that's going on. So we have not had a moment to get a real good read as far as what Ortex is doing. What I want to see is the ATM come out and just say that they're done, they're closed. Could there be more shares that they need to sell? Sure. Do I think that maybe they're waiting for some optimal price point? I would. Initially, I wanted to see them just get the dilution over with, just get it out of the way and come out and say ATM is closed. Whenever they do that, it will get a small rally. It doesn't mean it has to hold, but usually whenever the ATM is officially announced in the news that it's over with, you're going to see a slight pump. Now, whether that pump holds, right, it doesn't have to. So you're going to be watching closely what happens there. But where are we at as far as the utilization? 86.22. Live short interest percent of the free float, 94.13%. Now, we don't know what the free float is or the outstanding shares. We have the $70 million. It's a dollar figure, not a share amount that can be sold into the market. So we don't know exactly what that free float is or whatever. But eventually we'll find out, hopefully. That's what we all want to see. 14.12 million shares. To me, that sounds really high for what a lot of people are saying across a lot of your pump boards, and you're looking at, okay, well, the free float's X amount and this is this amount. Well, take it with a grain of salt, right? We're the logical channel here. We talk about things in real situations. I give you realistic numbers. We don't shoot hopes and dreams. We just look for price points. We look for entries. We look for exits, and that's what we do. So cost to borrow average is not nearly high enough for this amount if the float is like 16 or 18 million or whatever the people on your pump boards are telling you. It's not. It's just not high enough. And I don't care what you think because I'm right. So we'll see what that all pans out to. But keep an eye on it. As far as everything went today. Oh, shoot. I clicked Trading View out of habit. So as far as everything's been going the last couple of days, even, everything's looking pretty good. I averaged down, what did I tell you, somewhere around 261, I think. I don't know why I keep throwing money at this thing, but I do. I'm still down like 50%, which is against all of my rules, but I've been making videos on it, and I tell you, I play things that I make videos on. So here I am with you. Whether we're down, we're up. I hope you guys are making money. I hope you're making more money than me, at least, but it's a small position. It's not going to make or break me. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Never do. Don't bet your entire life on any single stock because we never know what's going to happen. Let's keep an eye on it. You have the levels. Draw them up on your charts. Do the simple Fibonacci, couple of trend lines. Watch how it moves in between there, right? Here's questionable territory. Here's I think I might take a nibble, and I'm okay with cutting if it drops below there. So you're always better down here on the bottom trend line that you draw than you are at the top. All right, guys, I hope you're having a good week in the markets. I hope everything is going good. I'm sorry I've been MIA. Like I told you, I've bitten off more than I can chew. I'm running my real estate business. I took on a little bit of a masonry project. I was a bricklayer for many years before I ever even got into the markets or real estate. And real estate, as you know, is kind of tight. If you got the listings, it's okay, but people are not selling because they have nowhere to move because there's nothing on the market. And who wants to go from a nice interest rate to like a 6.5%, 7.5% interest rate for their new house? Nobody. So I'm like, all right, well, I know masonry, and so that's filling my days, and then I play my night and weekend job with real estate, and I am pretty much working, I don't know, somewhere in the 14, 15 hour range, maybe longer. But it's okay. I don't mind. I am still in that age bracket where I can physically keep up with the schedule, but I just can't be back here with you guys every day. So that's where I'm at personally, and making the best of 2023. And I hope you guys are as well. The year's almost halfway over. If it's not going the way you want it to, make those changes. Do what you need to do to be able to be happy in 2023. And we are going to continue to watch this. I'll keep you updated, and we'll go from there. So as always, people, stay golden, and may your accounts stay green.